I know you've wondered about this before. You prepare a soft bed and cozy blanket for your dog, yet somehow, every night, they still climb into your bed, snuggle up against you, and fall asleep there. Maybe you've thought, maybe they're cold, or they just like the softness. But the truth? It's not that simple. The spot your dog chooses to sleep, by your feet, pressed against your body, or even on your chest, isn't random. It's a silent, instinctive, emotional message. A whisper without words that, once understood, can bring tears to your eyes. What seems like cute snuggling could actually reveal deep levels of trust, love, and things your dog is trying to say without speaking. Each sleeping position is a message. And sometimes, just paying a little more attention helps you realize, I matter so much more to them than I ever imagined. In today's video, I'll guide you through the familiar sleeping positions dogs choose beside us, and decode each behavior through the lens of emotion, science, and evolutionary instinct. Some insights may make you smile, while others, especially the part about heartbeat in Section 4, may leave you speechless with emotion. And if you enjoy heartwarming, relatable content that helps you understand your furry friend better, don't forget to subscribe so we can meet again in many more emotional journeys ahead. Now, let's begin uncovering the magic behind the way your beloved dog sleeps. When your dog chooses to sleep next to you, it's not just about the comfy bed or the warmth of the room. Sometimes, it's the only way they know how to say, I trust you. That trust wasn't built through a few pets or regular meal times. It's formed in the quiet moments, when you were there as they trembled, when your gentle gaze met theirs, and especially on the days when you showed up for them, even when your heart was heavy. Dogs can't speak, but the place they choose to rest each night is their soft-spoken declaration, Here, I'm safe. And then you begin to notice, each time they curl up at your feet, lean against your side, or crawl up near your face, it's not by chance. It's their emotional map drawn through sleep. One night, you're lying on your side, and they inch along your back. Another time, when you're drained, they bury their head in your chest, as if to ask, Are you okay today? Their chosen position is the language of love. Dogs who sleep at your feet tend to be independent, yet deeply loyal. Like best friends, they don't always need cuddles, but stay close enough to jump in when you need them. Those who sleep pressed against your belly or shoulder, they're telling you, we are one. This bond didn't happen by accident. It's the result of thousands of years of evolution. Dogs' ancestors once roamed wild, fighting to survive in harsh nature. The first wolves who dared approach humans for food and stayed for kindness passed down the instinct to bond with us. So when your dog curls up next to you, they're following the same instinct as their ancestors, finding their safe pack. Don't be surprised if they seem to sleep with one eye open, because that guarding instinct remains. You are family, and they've chosen the role of protector. Even in deep sleep, they keep an ear up, an eye half open, just to make sure their person is okay. And beyond that, when a dog decides you are home, the space beside you becomes the most sacred territory they have. They don't need to own a corner of the house or a fancy bed. What they want is your scent, your warmth, and your heartbeat nearby. In their world, your scent is a fortress, a border, a place of peace. When your dog curls into you each night, they're saying, This is my safe zone, and I'm not leaving unless you tell me to. But this is only the beginning. Because next, you'll discover a behavior many people overlook. one that carries some of the deepest emotions a dog can express. And if you've ever seen your dog lying directly on your chest, get ready. It's not just cute. It's an act that may leave you in stunned silence. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, chest feeling heavy, and found your little dog nestled right on top of you? Eyes half closed, listening to the rhythm of your heart, as if that heartbeat alone calms their soul. This isn't just about comfort or finding a cozy spot. When a dog lies on your chest, they're syncing their rhythm with yours. Especially for dogs who've experienced fear, abandonment, or loneliness, your heartbeat becomes their lullaby. They don't need words, just the sound of your breath, the beat of your heart. And for them, that's enough. It's hard to believe, isn't it, that simply by lying still, we might be healing a soul, wordlessly, with love alone. But here's something even more incredible. Your dog may change their sleeping position based on your emotions. Have you noticed? On days when you're tired, sad, or quieter than usual, they don't stay at the foot of the bed. They move closer to your head, lick your cheek, or watch over the door. Those changes aren't random. Dogs sense human emotions through scent, facial expression, even heartbeat and breathing. A sigh at midnight, a restless turn, to them, that's a silent call. So when your dog curls closer than usual, ask yourself, am I feeling more fragile today? Because that's their way of saying, I'm here now. You don't have to be strong alone. Sometimes they'll just quietly tuck their head into your arm, no licking, no fuss, but their eyes hold the calm presence of a guardian, a quiet comfort, a powerful love without a word. And then there are nights when you turn your back in your sleep, only to realize they've turned their back too. Many people think a dog turning away is being moody or needing space. But the truth, it's the opposite. In dog behavior, turning your back is an act of trust. A dog would never expose its back to someone it didn't trust, because to turn away is to reveal your most vulnerable side, to give up defense. So if your dog sleeps back to back with you, it's saying, you are my wall. With you, I know everything will be okay. Real love doesn't always mean face to face. Sometimes, just facing the same direction is enough. Looking at all of this, from the gaze on your chest, to how they adjust with your mood, to silently turning their back but never leaving your side, it's clear. A dog's love doesn't need noise, doesn't need words. It comes through presence, instinct, and millions of years of silent companionship. And somehow, unknowingly, you've become their whole world. If something in this video touched your heart, made you want to hold your dog a little closer, I feel the same way too. We, as dog parents, sometimes just need to listen, not with our ears, but with our hearts. If you want to keep discovering these magical emotional truths about your four-legged friend, don't forget to subscribe. Because there are still so many little behaviors that may seem meaningless, but are actually filled with a universe of love you deserve to understand. You might think your dog curls against you just for warmth, but the truth runs deeper. Picture it. The house is silent. Lights out. Then that familiar weight presses into your back. Feels ordinary, right? Just routine. But in that moment your heart slows. Your breathing shifts. His heartbeat falls into step with yours. Most dog owners, nearly 70%, share this ritual. And science proves it brings one gift you'll love, and one danger you never see coming. So stay with me. Because tonight, you'll see this habit is anything but simple. And it all begins here. Number 10. The night watcher's instinct. Even while he sleeps, part of him is guarding you. Picture it, his body curled close, his breathing steady, eyes shut tight. You think he's lost in dreams. But listen carefully, because every twitch of his ear, every faint lift of his head is a reminder that he is never fully gone from this world of watchfulness. Long ago, his ancestors circled in the dark, lying in the grass, with one ear tuned to the wind, the other to the heartbeat of the pack. And tonight, in your quiet bedroom, that instinct has not vanished, it has only changed shape. When your dog sleeps beside you, he is not surrendering the night to chance. He is posting himself at the gates of your rest. Every creak of the house, every distant car passing outside, he hears it before you do. To him, the night is not emptiness. It is a battlefield of sounds, and he has taken the first watch. That is why, even when you wake at 3 in the morning and see him still curled beside you, you sense a strange comfort. You are not alone, and the silence is not empty. It is guarded. And this, my friend, is only the beginning. Because while the night watcher instinct keeps you safe in ways you rarely notice, what follows will reach even deeper. His heartbeat, his breath, his warmth pressed against you. These are not accidents. They are the language of healing. And to understand it, we must move to number 9, the science hidden in the silence of sleep. You may think it's just the comfort of his body pressed against yours, but listen closer. The rhythm of the night is not random. It's a duet. His chest rises, yours follows. His heartbeat slows, and suddenly yours begins to echo the same pace, as if two instruments were tuning themselves to the same hidden song. In that silence, you are no longer just man and dog, you are two bodies woven into one rhythm. Scientists call it emotional co-regulation, a phrase that sounds cold and clinical, but the truth is warmer than words can carry. What it really means is this: when you are restless, his calm steadies you. When you carry the weight of grief or fear, his presence draws it out of you like a tide pulling from the shore. Think about the way wolves once slept in circles, their bodies sinking together under the stars. That same memory lives in him, and when he sleeps beside you, he invites you into that ancient circle. And maybe you've felt it before, the way your mind, heavy with thoughts, starts to loosen after a few minutes beside him. The way the night no longer feels so long. That is the medicine of rhythm, a lullaby without sound, a healing without hands. But here's where the mystery deepens. If a simple heartbeat can calm storms inside you, what else might be happening while you sleep? To find out, we have to step further down this path into number 8, the comfort that chases away fear. There are nights when silence is heavier than sound, when the walls seem to close in and memories crawl out from the dark. For some men, that silence feels unbearable. Yet the moment a dog climbs onto the bed, something changes. His body curves against yours, his warmth spreads like a quiet fire, and the shadows retreat. You don't need pills or words or explanations. You just need that presence, the living weight of loyalty pressed against your side. Imagine the veteran who has carried wars inside his chest long after the battlefield grew quiet. Or the widower who turns to the empty side of the bed, only to find it filled with loneliness. For them, the dog is not just a pet. He is a sentinel of peace, a shield against the night. Studies may call it reduced nightmares, fewer panic episodes, lower heart rate. But you know it as something simpler, the sudden courage to close your eyes without fear. And maybe you've noticed it yourself. The moment his breathing deepens, your racing mind begins to slow. The fear of tomorrow loses its sharp edge. That is not magic, it is devotion wearing the face of medicine. But here's the question. If his presence can soothe the storms you feel, could it also shape the very structure of your sleep in ways you don't yet see? The answer lies ahead in number 7, the hidden language written in the positions he chooses each night. Watch closely, because the way your dog chooses to lie beside you is no accident. Every curl, every stretch, every chosen corner of the bed is a sentence written in a language older than words. When he presses his back against yours, he is saying, "I trust you to guard the night." When he sprawls across the mattress chest wide and legs long, he is declaring, "This is our territory, and I will protect it." And when he curls down at your feet, as if standing post at the edge of a campfire, he is whispering, "I'll keep watch while you dream." It's easy to miss these silent messages, to think he's just being quirky or stubborn. But think of wolves beneath the stars, how they arrange themselves each body with a role to play. That memory lives in your dog's bones. In the darkness of your bedroom, he replays it with every shift of his body. The bed becomes more than furniture. It becomes a map of loyalty, of trust, of unspoken vows. And perhaps you've felt it, that strange reassurance, when you wake at 2 a.m. to find him pressed against you in the same spot night after night. That consistency is not routine. It is ritual, a wordless promise renewed each evening. But the deeper question remains, if every position carries meaning, what else is being communicated in the silence of sleep? To uncover that, we must step into number 6, the dreams that bind man and dog in ways science is only beginning to understand. Close your eyes long enough beside him, and you might catch it, the twitch of his paws, the faint whimper under his breath, the sudden kick, as if he's chasing something in a world only he can see. Scientists say dogs dream just like us, their minds replaying moments of joy or fear, hunting across invisible landscapes. But here's the mystery: when he lies against you, your rhythms guide his, and sometimes it feels as if your dreams overlap, two currents flowing in the same hidden river. Think of it this way: you drift into sleep carrying the weight of your day, and he carries his. Yet pressed together, something extraordinary happens. Your heartbeat lulls him, his warmth steadies you, and the borders between your worlds blur. His legs may run in sleep, and you swear your own mind races with him. It's as if the night itself has stitched your subconscious into a shared tapestry. And isn't that what bond truly means? Not just waking moments, but silent hours where even dreams seem to recognize each other. For the lonely man, that sense of connection feels like a miracle, the proof that he is not alone, even in the private country of sleep. But if dreams can intertwine, then what of the body? What deeper healing might be hidden in simple touch and warmth? To find that answer, we step closer into number 5. The quiet medicine found in his body, heat and your skin. There's a reason you feel calmer the moment his body presses against yours. Heat flows between you like a silent current, melting the edges of loneliness and pulling you into a deeper calm. Scientists might call it oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the chemical of love. But in the dark, it feels less like biology and more like alchemy. His fur against your skin is a blanket woven not of fabric, but of trust. And every sigh he gives is a quiet reminder that you belong to each other. Think about a fire in the wilderness. Alone, the cold bites into your bones, but with the flames close, you feel safe, steady, alive. Your dog is that fire. His warmth radiates without asking anything in return, his body humming with loyalty. And though the world outside may be filled with uncertainty, the simple press of his weight steadies you in ways No medicine ever could. You may not notice it, but your stress dissolves your muscles, unclench, and your breathing deepens in rhythm with his. That warmth is not just comfort, it is healing wrapped in fur, a therapy session disguised as a nap. Yet here lies the paradox: what soothes can also disrupt. What feels like medicine can sometimes mask a hidden cost. Because while his warmth steadies your heart, it may quietly disturb the architecture of your rest. And that hidden price brings us face to face with number 4, the flip side of comfort, when closeness begins to steal your sleep. Comfort has a way of disguising itself, wrapping you in warmth while quietly stealing something precious. You drift off easier with his body pressed close, but beneath the surface, your sleep may be chipped away in fragments. Each twitch of his paw, each shuffle as he dreams, is like a ripple breaking the stillness of a pond. You don't fully wake, yet your brain stirs, pulled from the depths of rest. By morning, you feel heavier than you should, blaming age stress or restless thoughts, never suspecting the gentle weight beside you. It's like waves eroding the shoreline. Small, almost invisible in the moment, but relentless through the night. Science warns us of this. Sleep trackers show how even the tiniest movement can fragment deep sleep. But here's the twist: most owners still swear they sleep better with their dogs. Emotion hides the evidence. The comfort overshadows the disruption, and love blinds us to the toll it quietly takes. Picture the retired man who has shared his bed with the same shepherd for a decade. He insists he sleeps soundly, yet each morning greets him sluggish and unfocused. He believes it's just age creeping in. He doesn't realize that devotion itself may be the thief. And that is the tension we face: the heart healed, the body taxed. So the question becomes, is there a way to hold on to love without losing rest? To answer that, we step into number 3, the delicate art of creating a bed where both man and dog can truly sleep in peace. Love doesn't have to cost you sleep, but it does demand wisdom. The bed is more than wood and fabric. It is a stage where comfort and health negotiate through the night. Too close, and his movements may tug you out of dreams. Too far, and the bond feels fractured. The art lies in finding a distance that preserves both the warmth of devotion and the depth of rest. Some men let their dogs curl tight against them, and for a time it feels perfect, like two candles burning in the same flame. But candles burn faster when their fires collide. Others keep the dog at their feet, where trust remains, without every twitch nudging them awake. And some place a soft bed beside the mattress, turning the room into a circle of safety, where rhythms still sync, but space is honored. Each choice is a balance, a map you draw together over nights and years. Think of it like a fortress with two gates. One gate opens to the heart, the other to the body's need for deep repair. If either stays locked, you suffer. But when both open in harmony, you wake renewed, your dog content, both of you bound by a ritual that heals instead of drains. Yet even here a new question lingers. What about the unseen risks the things love alone cannot protect you from? To uncover that truth, we turn to number 2, the hidden dangers carried quietly into your bed each night. Love can feel like armor, but even armor has cracks. When your dog climbs under the blanket or curls against your chest, you think only of warmth and devotion. Yet along with that comfort, he carries the invisible world of his own life into yours. Tiny hitchhikers of dust, dander, pollen, even bacteria, things you cannot see, but your body feels. For the strong and healthy, these are often nothing more than whispers on the air. But for a man with fragile lungs or a weakened heart, each breath can become a quiet risk. Imagine the way a campfire not only gives heat, but also throws sparks into the night. Most vanish harmlessly, but a single spark at the wrong moment can catch. Your dog's love is the flame, steady and healing. The sparks are the unseen particles his body brings into your sheets. Most nights, you'll never notice. But some nights, the wrong spark can smolder. And yet, here lies the paradox. Even knowing this, most would never push their dogs away. Because what they give outweighs what they risk. The heart craves companionship more fiercely than it fears hidden dangers. Still, awareness is power. By shaping routines, by adjusting small things, you can hold on to the love without inviting the risk to take root. And that awareness leads us at last to the heart of this countdown, where all the threads of science, instinct, and devotion meet. Now comes number 1, the final truth about why he curls beside you and what it really means. Strip away the science, the warmth, the comfort, and the risks, and what remains is something older than memory. When your dog curls against you, he is not just seeking heat, nor guarding your dreams, nor syncing his heartbeat to yours. He is making a vow. In the dark, when the world is quiet, he tells you without words, "You are my pack. You are my home. You are the one I will not leave even in sleep." It is the same vow wolves once made under open skies, circling close, so no member of the pack faced the night alone. In your bedroom, that ancient ritual plays out again, written in the pressure of a body against yours, in the sigh that drifts into the silence, in the refusal to sleep apart. The bed becomes more than a place of rest. It becomes a fortress of trust, a chapel of loyalty, a sanctuary where love breathes beside you. And perhaps that is why even when you wake groggy, even when sleep is lighter than you wish, you still smile at the weight against your back. Because the truth is simple. Dogs do not waste love. They spend it like a treasure they guard fiercely. Every night, he chooses you again and again and again. And in that choice lies the deepest medicine of all the cure for loneliness. So tonight, when he curls against you, remember, it is not just habit. It is devotion written into your very sleep. And that, my friend, is the final secret this countdown was always leading toward. When you think about it, every night you share with your dog is more than sleep. It's a promise renewed in silence, a ritual carried down from wolves to warm bedrooms, a bond that medicine cannot explain, but your heart knows is real. The science is fascinating. The risks are worth knowing, but what lingers is the feeling, that quiet weight against your back, telling you that you are never alone. And maybe tonight, when he curls close once more, you'll feel it differently. Not just as routine, not just as comfort, but as love written into the very rhythm of your rest. That's the miracle hidden in the dark. That's the truth most people never stop long enough to see. If this journey spoke to you, if it reminded you of the nights you've shared with your own dog, don't let it end here. Share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And if you want more truths, more science, more of the quiet miracles that live in the bond between man and dog, make sure you subscribe. Because together, we'll keep uncovering the secrets that sleep right beside us. Subscribe now, and let's continue this journey one night, one heartbeat, one story at a time. You might think your dog just wants to be cozy, that it's all about soft blankets and warm feet. But what if there's something more behind the way they curl up next to you each night? Maybe you've woken up at 2 a.m. to find that little body pressed right against yours, steady breathing, keeping rhythm with your own. Is it comfort habit? Or something much deeper, something instinctual, ancient, emotional? In the next few minutes, we're going to look at 5 powerful reasons why your dog chooses your bed night after night. And I'll bet number 3 will stay with you long after the video ends. So let's begin, not with science or training tips, but with a moment. The first time your dog, maybe a rescue, maybe nervous, finally climbed into your bed and didn't leave. You remember that night, don't you? Reason 1, it's a survival instinct they still carry. Long before your dog had a name, a collar, or a memory foam bed, their ancestors slept in circles, close together, nose to tail, one ear always listening. Survival meant staying close to the pack, because out there in the dark, anything could happen. That instinct hasn't gone away. No matter how cozy your living room is, or how many toys are in the basket, dogs are wired to sleep, where they feel most secure. And when your dog presses up against you at night, that's their ancient brain saying, "This is my pack. This is where I'm safe." There's actually science to back this up. A 2022 study on canine attachment found that dogs who are emotionally bonded to their humans spend more time in deep restful sleep, especially when they're near them. That's called NREM sleep. It's the kind that lets them truly relax, not just doze with one eye open. Which means that when your dog chooses your bed, they're not just looking for comfort. They're finally letting their guard down. Have you ever noticed how your dog sleeps with their back to you, or stretches their legs out and sighs before drifting off? That's trust. That's survival turned into affection. And here's a question for you. Where does your dog sleep when you're not home? On your side of the bed, curled up in your laundry. It's not random. It's the scent, the space, the safety. You are the center of their world. If this part of the story reminds you of your dog, drop a comment below and tell me their name. I want to know who's the guardian curled up beside you every night. Now let's talk about something even more powerful than instinct. Let's talk about trust. Reason 2. It's how they say, "I trust you with my life." You didn't ask them to. You didn't train them to. But one night, they did it anyway. Quietly, without a sound, they climbed into your bed, circled once, and curled into the crook of your knees. That moment, whether it happened a month after adoption or after years of sleeping apart, meant something. See, in the wild, sleeping next to another being meant risking everything. Because in sleep, you're vulnerable. So when a dog chooses to sleep beside you, it's not just routine. It's a declaration, "I trust you with everything I am." There's science here, too. When dogs feel emotionally close to a human, their brains release oxytocin, the same hormone that bonds a mother to her baby. It's what makes them sigh when you pet them. What makes them melt into your chest after a long day. That's not just comfort. That's biology saying, "You're my safe place." And they know you. Dogs are incredibly attuned to human emotion. A shift in your voice, a sigh you didn't realize you let out the way you sit, just a little heavier on the edge of the bed, they feel it. And they respond. Sometimes they respond by simply being there, by leaning against your shoulder without a word. Have you ever had a night where you didn't want to talk to anyone but your dog stayed right beside you anyway? That wasn't by chance. That was emotional loyalty. That was their quiet way of saying, "You don't have to explain. I'm here." And maybe that's why, for some of us, the first time a rescue dog finally chooses to sleep with us, we cry. Not because we trained them, but because they chose us back. Has your dog ever done that? Given you that quiet gift of trust? Tell me below. Because the first time it happens, it stays with you forever. And just wait until you hear what's really happening when your dog lies on your pillow. It's not about fluff. It's about scent territory and something far more primal. Reason 3. Your bed smells like home to them. We think of comfort as softness. Pillows, blankets, warmth. But to your dog, comfort is scent. It's the one thing that never lies. Your smell is how they find you in a crowd, how they know when you're sad, and yes, how they choose where to sleep. A team of researchers once gave dogs two identical beds, same shape, same material, but one carried the owner's scent and one didn't. Overwhelmingly, the dogs chose the one that smelled like their person. Not because it was softer, not because it was warmer, but because it felt like home. When your dog lays on your pillow or nestles into the corner of your blanket, they're doing more than seeking fluff. They're surrounding themselves with you. Your scent tells them you're near even when you're not. It calms their heartbeat, slows their breathing, lets them sleep with both eyes closed for once. This matters even more for rescue dogs or those with anxiety. They've known instability. They've known fear. And when they find something safe, when they find you, they don't want to let it go. That's why you'll often find them curled up in your dirty laundry or burrowed under the sheets you just washed yesterday. It's not about cleanliness, it's about connection. And here's something even more beautiful: when they sleep next to you night after night, your scents begin to mix. You become part of their world chemically, biologically. That shared scent becomes a signal to their brain. We belong together. Have you ever caught your dog carrying your sock into their bed? Or burying their face in your old t-shirt? If you have, tell me in the comments. Those tiny moments, they're proof of something deep, something wordless. And speaking of warmth, let's talk about one of the most powerful reasons your dog seeks you out each night. It has to do with biology, but also with healing. Reason 4. Your warmth is healing. Have you ever noticed how no matter the season, your dog finds the warmest spot in the room and stays there? Sometimes it's by the heater. Sometimes it's under the blanket you just used. But most often, it's right next to you. That's not just comfort seeking. That's biology. Dogs naturally run a bit hotter than we do, around 101 to 102.5 Feuder. But what most people don't realize is that warmth for a dog isn't just about temperature. It's about safety, about regulation. Especially for young, small, or anxious dogs, your body heat calms their system, helps them settle. There's research from Johns Hopkins showing that close contact, like cuddling a dog, lowers cortisol, the stress hormone, and increases oxytocin. That calming effect isn't just one way. It goes both directions. When your dog curls against you, they feel safe. And whether you notice it or not, your body does too. This is even more powerful when your dog comes from trauma. I have heard stories, maybe you've lived one of rescue dogs who wouldn't let anyone touch them for weeks. But one night, they tiptoe over. Just a paw on your leg. Then, the next night, they stay longer. And one day, they curl into your chest like they've always belonged there. It's not just warmth. It's healing. It's saying, this feels right. This feels safe. Some breeds are wired for this more than others. A husky might sprawl at the foot of the bed, content in the cold. But a Chihuahua, a rescue mix with no undercoat, they'll burrow into your side like their life depends on it, because maybe once it did. So let me ask, has your dog ever tucked themselves so close you could feel their heartbeat? Has that quiet contact ever helped you fall asleep when nothing else could? Tell me in the comments. These aren't just dog habits. They're love stories. But here's the part that surprises people most. Sometimes your dog doesn't sleep next to you because they need something. Sometimes it's because they've chosen something better than their own bed. Reason 5. Your bed is more than just soft. It's love. You bought them the fancy bed. Orthopedic foam, raised sides, soft cover that says machine washable in big letters. But every night, like clockwork, they ignore it. they jump onto yours, head on your pillow, back pressed against your spine. And you wonder why. Because your bed is more than a mattress to them. It's where you are, and where you are feels like love. Dogs are territorial. Not in the possessive way we sometimes fear, but in the emotional sense. In the wild, they chose sleeping spots, carefully ones that kept them close to the pack, with clear sight lines and scent markers that said, "This is my safe space." Now, your bed is that space. They're not just drawn to it for comfort. They're drawn to it for identity, for connection. When they lie on your sheets, your pillow, your blanket, they're not just borrowing softness. They're participating in something shared, something sacred. And for many older owners, maybe for you, that's where the bond becomes unspoken. You didn't ask them to come up. You didn't pat the bed. But one night, they just appeared. Quiet, calm, chose your space, and never left. There's even data behind this. A study from the Mayo Clinic found that while dogs might shift during the night, most owners feel more rested when their dogs are close. Not because sleep was perfect, but because the presence of that small heartbeat, that steady breath, gave them peace. And maybe that's what this is all about. Not dominance, not convenience, but peace, shared night after night. So let me ask you, did your dog claim your bed right away? Or did it take months? Did it happen suddenly or slowly, one paw at a time? Tell me. I'd love to know how you became their safe place. And now that we've gone through the reasons, let's bring this home. Because this story, it ends where it began, with a choice your dog made and the quiet love behind it. So now you know, when your dog curls up next to you every night, it's not just about softness. It's not just about warmth. It's instinct. It's memory. It's biology. But most of all, it's love. That spot on the bed, it's a statement. This is where I'm safe. This is who I belong to. Think back to the very first night they stayed beside you. The night they finally stopped pacing, stopped checking. The door stopped flinching at every sound. The night they sighed, really sighed, and sank into sleep beside you. That moment wasn't about training. It wasn't about comfort. That was about trust, loyalty, and maybe even healing on both sides. Because maybe you needed them just as much. And here's the thing about dogs: they don't fake it. They don't pretend. When they choose to be close, it's real. No games, no conditions, just presence. Not everyone is lucky enough to be chosen by a dog like that. But if your dog sleeps beside you night after night, no matter the weather, no matter the space, you were chosen. And that's not a small thing. So I'd love to know, where does your dog sleep? Have they always curled up close? Or was it something they grew into as the bond deepened? Drop a comment below and share your story. I read every one. Because these aren't just routines. They're moments that tell us who we are to them. And in the next video, we'll go even deeper. I'll show you what your dog's sleeping position says about how they feel about you and what they might be trying to tell you without saying a word. If this story resonated with you, stay with me. There's more to uncover together.